Hello there, it's Malcolm. Just doing a little iPhone update, a little quickie update. This is actually day 2 of trying to do this little update. I had some technical difficulties yesterday when I tried it, so hopefully today it'll go a little bit better. I started out with this little piece I was working on, and this is the kind of stuff I really enjoy about working on the layout, is these little detail elements. And those pipes are going to be weathered a bit to make them look like they were actually under the ground for a while, but that's the kind of stuff that I really dig, is these little seams. Same with this stuff over here. It's really coming together. Get it to focus. And so there's going to be a lot more of that kind of stuff on my layout, and hopefully it'll pan out. So let me get out of this little area here. Here we go. So I've been working on some stuff. I got some more greenery in, and I'm starting to do that throughout the layout. I realized that what I really wanted was this kind of lush green kind of thing going on, and I didn't have a lot of it going, and it was easy enough to do with the Woodland Scenics foam. Get a little more green going, because a lot of my reference photos from Japan, very lush, very green in the areas that I kind of am interested in. So I'm kind of funneling that through the system, as it were, and getting more of that greenery in, which is nice. And this is what you see. The front door is right here, obviously. So what you see when you first come in is this nice green area now, and that's much better than the blank space that I had going. So I worked on that. I've worked on finally getting this little historical section up to snuff. It started going, at least. Still has some stuff that is needed, obviously, but it's a start. So I like that, and I'm going to do the same thing I did, do a slow thing over here. Same thing I did here with the harbor section, with the detail, like you can see, like there's like square in there. That kind of detail, I'm going to go in and do that over here as well. And so that with some railing elements and street markings and the like around the displays, I think that'll be fun. And along with this stuff that I did in here, I did start getting into detailing out this little area in here as well. So that's coming along. This will be dealt with as well, painted up, a little parking area for this guy, and of course, it continues on over here. And I'm also going to paint up this, because this bare wood is kind of bugging me now. And I'm going to do this trim here and all that as well. So that'll be nice. And I started, like I said, I did more greenery in the middle here, which is coming along. And I'm putting more green over here in the temple section as well. All this stuff that I have in here is all new as well. Just did that today. And so I think that'll really help. It'll give that look that I really want, that nice green, lush look. And I think I'm gonna keep that tree here. I kind of like that. It doesn't block too much, so I can still get some nice views in here when I'm doing my stuff. But it is a nice tall tree. We were having a big discussion on model rail radio yesterday. I'm not sure when the show's going to be out, but we were talking about trees and the sheer size of trees. And if you think about this tree, it's pretty big, but still, it's very reasonable. It's a very reasonable sized tree, especially for around here in California. And I'm sure they have trees at this size in Japan. And it's nice to have that kind of scale of tree on the layout. So I think I'm going to do a couple of more of those in the future. And I was talking to them about actually building trees as well, which you get a different look. These trees kind of work for Japan, I think, the Woodland Scenics trees, and they're nice. They're fine. They kind of be a little vacuuming, but I think it'll be better if I can build my own trees. That's what I'm going for. So eventually I'll be building my own trees. And then I looked at this hill over here And I'm going to redo this. I'm going to take this little top shrub stuff off the top. I don't like that at all. And this stuff here, that one and that one. And kind of redo that as well. So that'll get a treatment as well. What else I did? Oh, I did more work. I'm going to duck under. Did more work on this crossing here, which is nice. Have that going. Let's see if I can get some freight driving. So yeah, it's just of course, you know, the Murphy's Law. It's like, oh, you want to show that? Oh, well, the track's going to be dirty. It's not going to work. But yeah, a little more work on this crossing. A little more detail, a little more foliage, and some of the ballasting and stuff in there too. So that's fun. And so that's a good start. What I ran into, which was kind of interesting, is I wanted to have crossing gates on both these, but what I realized was it's very hard to find a reversed crossing gate that's Japanese. Like, this is the front, this is the back. So I don't think anyone's really going to notice, honestly, unless I draw attention to it like I just did, but it would be nice to find that. So I got to do some looking. Might even scratch build just a whole new set of gates. So we'll see how that works. See if that works out. I am doing my modules in the back. So got module 1 way over there. That was an old one. I already covered that one. That has the gate for the harbor and the little helicopter pad guy and all that. Number 2 is this farm one with the hill that I mentioned earlier. That worked out pretty well. I'm really happy with that one. And I have my little farm detail in there, which I like. That's working out well. People are doing their job. I did this guy, this is number 3, and I like the way that turned out. Again, I used my little AstroTurf farming, people doing their farm work. And this is a little Senke warehouse building and some Tomitech buildings, so that works out pretty well. And so I like how that's coming along, and some nice details there. And then I've been going through and putting in these bushes to kind of block the module so you don't see the edge of the module. Number 4, is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4? Yeah. Number 4 was here, and I have there's a slight slope. I sloped it so that I'd be able to see it, you know, from back here a little bit more, which I think works out well. But then I didn't like the way the buildings were sitting, so I kind of built these little bases for the buildings to sit on. And then this is a printed brick wall. So I just printed out a few sheets of this brick wall from a place I cannot remember. I'll have to post the link in the notes. But it worked out pretty well. It's just, it took a while to download because it's generating a non-repeating brick pattern, which is pretty cool. And I just put that on some foam core board. It worked like a charm. It was really nice. And so that was a good first attempt at something like that. And then number 5 over here, module 5, just got done, or close to done with its sidewalks and buildings, which is pretty cool as well. And that blocks in nicely with the mountain that I built, which is kind of number 6, I guess, module 6, which I covered previously as well. And then I'm working on, this is going to be kind of blended in here as well. So that worked out really well. And then, the driveway and all that fun stuff. And then I'll also do some greenery and some blocking, maybe another little module piece for the back there to block that hole. And that's great. So that's coming along. Still haven't done much here. I finally got power to this guy, so I can actually run a train over there, get my tank stuff dialed in, so that's done. And then I have to address this bare wood, which is making me crazy a little bit, but I want to do it properly. So I'm not sure if I'm going to do smooth it again, which is this material stuff here. I really like it. It gives a nice even surface, but what I might do in the back is actually just do a paint with some grit, some of the ballast in it, like a very fine ballast, and go that route. And then ballast up in this section here as well, and address some of the things like the crease in here and all that as well. And that's pretty much all I've done at the moment. So still, getting, little things like getting track cleaned and all that fun stuff. And I haven't addressed this front yet. I did order a bus turnaround that's going to go in this area here. It's probably going to come out to here, I'm assuming. And I might do a little thing where, the bus is kind of finish it off nicely there. So I'll see how that goes. And then I finally got, if I swing around here slowly, finally did something about this controller over here, which is just bothering me. It was just hovering in this junk area here. So just hot glued this in here for now. And at least it has something to sit on. I think I'm going to get rid of, I had a little like hillside here that this was sitting on. I think I'm going to get rid of that and just finish this edge off and just keep this on the flat, because I didn't like the way that hill was situated. It just seemed kind of weird. I think it's just going to be more foliage and more trees and the like. So yeah, I think it's coming along. It's just these little things, these little like doing things like this, shrubbery stuff and the greenery. It's a nice way to kind of settle into a system where, oh, I'm really busy, I only have 15 minutes to do something, I can do a little scenicking, and that's kind of fun to do, knock out. And I have some buildings coming for Shizuka here. When they come in, I like the way this area is kind of coming together, and this doesn't actually belong here, it's going to go over here. So I like the way this area is coming out, but I still want to do some arranging of this, like, this doesn't belong here, and these kind of things. So once those other buildings come in and I get them built, then I'll do the juggling game again with this stuff, because it's close. It's just I'm not thrilled with it. The back section is fine, that whole section, and the shipping department, that's fine. But it has been fun when the track is clean. I had some visitors from Australia, Jim and Roz, and that was a lot of fun to have them here and to have the trains running with nice clean track and nice clean wheels, thanks to the Marklin, where is it? This guy I picked up. Very cool. You basically, you can see, has this stuff on the bottom. Pop that on your track, boom, and that puts power here, and then you put your train on and it nicely scrubs your wheels for you with these little scrubbers here. And that was great. Fantastic purchase. I think it was like $10 or something. It was ridiculous. And it really cleans up the wheels, and it made a big difference in the way the trains were running, especially some of the older guys that I had. So that was great. So between that and actually cleaning the track more often than I have been, it's been fantastic actually running some trains around. I had my daughters down here earlier, and they were thrilled that they got to run some trains themselves. So that was neat. So yeah, it's just fun. It's a fun little adventure, and I'm still having fun with it. And I'm really getting into, now that the track is kind of where I want it to be, I like doing these little detail elements, like I said. And, just doing little things where it's like, oh, look what that guy's doing. He's riding a bike through town. And that's the kind of stuff I really enjoy. So that's about it. I went a little long on this one, but after 5 attempts and not being able to do it, I wanted to actually do a video. So I'll put this up. Check out the blog. I have a link below for my blog. I post a lot of images and stuff there. I also have an Instagram account that is part of that as well. And thank you for watching.